Today's problem pooch, a French Bulldog whose teenage tantrums are out of control.
Literally, there's nothing stopping him.
No.
And he takes his ball obsession to a whole new level.
Yeah, that's not okay.
It can just happen at any time, anywhere, in front of anyone.
Yeah.
In Surrey, couple Andy and Charlotte live with their French Bulldog, Pierre. He's 2, and in dog years, that makes him a teenager. And like most teenage boys, he's developed an obsession with little Pierre.
He's touching himself, licking his lips whilst watching the telly. And he does it quite frequently, doesn't he?
Does, yeah.
It can just happen anywhere, in front of anyone.
Yeah. He's still very social when he's enjoying himself.
I had a friend round and Pierre jumped up on the chair next to her. He started touching himself and my friend's like, what is your dog doing?
I don't think she knew whether to be flattered or offended, did she?
Being a typical teenager, he's also rebellious, often picking fights with the next-door neighbour's dog.
Pierre will go out to the garden, lay by the fence that he's decided to fashion a little hole and wind Axel up, and then Axel will run and bark.
Pierre is kind of dictating the pace that Axel can go out in his own garden.
And his rebelling doesn't end there. He'll seek out and destroy any ball he sees.
Whatever the ball, Pierre wants it. He's absolutely obsessed.
Andy has 3 children from a previous marriage, and Pierre's behaviour is starting to cause a big rift in the family.
We can't all go to the park together along with Pierre because Pierre will go absolutely nuts.
You kind of start playing basketball as we've done before, and then suddenly you've got to stop. Charlotte goes off with Pierre to calm him down, so you end up just spending this time separated rather than together.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, Andy and Charlotte don't quite see eye to eye on how to deal with their frenetic Frenchie.
I probably tolerate Pierre's behaviour a bit more.
You kind of hit this brick wall, and I think I ran into it a while ago.
Andy and Charlotte desperately need Victoria's help to tame this rebellious teenager before he tears the family apart.
I love him, but it causes a lot of challenges that would make life so much easier if they could be avoided.
Luckily, dog expert Victoria Stilwell is en route to save this family from their troublesome teenager.
Now, I love French Bulldogs. They're small in stature, but they have big personalities, and they tend to be the clowns of the dog world. But for Charlotte and Andy, it seems like Pierre's taken the joke just a little bit too far. Hello. Hi. Hello.
It seems Victoria's reputation has preceded her.
Well, no, well, wait a second. You've got to come say hello to me. Hi. He's adorable. What's the deal with him?
That's a little unusual.
Okay.
Pierre likes to touch himself.
Oh. Does he do it when you've got people round? Or...
Yeah, absolutely. So when you have people round and you might be sat around the table and he could be sat next to one of our guests and he will start touching himself, which then makes it embarrassing, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't do that at the table. Do you have any video of it?
I do, actually.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I have to see this, young man, to see what's going on. Oh. How do you explain this to your kids?
A little bit awkward, really.
He's quirky, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Any other behaviours?
We have what I would call an obsession with balls. He's barking, just going crazy.
And he's going crazy to get to the ball to play with it or to annihilate it?
I think it's more a destructive behaviour because when he gets the ball, he's trying to rip the patches off the ball.
Okay.
So suddenly that's a very different behaviour to he's actually trying to almost tear it apart.
If you've got a dog barking and lunging at you, it doesn't look great.
So how is this affecting family life?
I have 3 children from another marriage,
Right.
so they come over sort of every other weekend. My boys love to play football. It's one of their favourite things to do. He'll go crazy inside, like up against the doors. So we then stop them from playing football. So it's really, really impacting family life.
Now she's got the lowdown on Pierre, Victoria wants to see him in action.
Let's get the ball, and then I just want to see if you could kick it round between you, and let's just see what he does.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Oh, right. But no, just try and get it then.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a good football player, isn't he?
No.
Oh, that ball didn't last long,
No, it
did
didn't
it?
last long.
Oh my God. That's just in 2 seconds. Oh, slimy. Slimy. I mean, your kids can't play out here.
No.
Oh.
Next, Victoria's keen to see the extent of Pierre's ball obsession when it comes to walks in the park.
So is this your main park that you walk him in?
Yeah.
With the football pitches?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What do you do to stop him doing this?
Just try and get past as quickly as possible.
See, we're playing football over there.
Yes.
Oh my Lord. He backs up like he wants to launch. You don't have that lead hard, then he's gonna go.
gonna go.
Let's take him back now because he's really riled up and I'm worried about that breathing of his. Come on.
Back home, and Pierre's attention turns to the dog next door.
Right, whoa. I heard her outside in the garden. And can you call him away at all?
Yeah, come.
No, he's very intent, isn't he? But he has a little hole there that he can see through.
Yeah, she will look outside to see if our back doors are open, because then she thinks that Pierre might be in the garden, and then she won't let Axel out.
What worries me about everything that I've seen is the level of intensity and the fact that he can't breathe very well. And so all of this could potentially be really dangerous.
Often referred to as clown of the bull breeds, French Bulldogs may be small in stature but have huge personalities. Typically affectionate, social and playful, 1 in 7 dogs registered in the UK are now Frenchies. But their short noses can make breathing difficult, especially when in a heightened state. Originally bred as a mix of the English toy bulldog and Parisian terriers, rat catching is a common skill in the Frenchie family tree, and the thrill of the chase is still hardwired, for better and for worse. With observations over, it's time for Victoria to give her take on Pierre's unique quirks.
So, here we go. First of all, he likes to touch himself, which is embarrassing when you have guests around. Kind of looks rude, and you want to stop him from doing it. But here's the thing, I don't think he's doing what we think he's doing, because it is a grooming behavior. And self-soothing, because I'm sure he does it sometimes after he's had a lot of play.
Yeah, it is when he's more relaxed.
When he
Yeah, when
gets
he's
more
tired,
relaxed.
when he's
Yes.
tired, yeah.
And he just can't reach it because of the way that he's built. So he's trying to groom himself, bless him, and it looks like he's a dirty old man.
Luckily, Victoria has an idea to help Pierre kick this inappropriate-looking habit. But what about his other ball obsession?
What toys does he have?
He has a couple of balls. They're dog balls.
You allow him to play with the balls, which is the dog toys,
Yeah.
right? But you don't want him to play when your kids are playing with the football.
Yeah, as long as they're his own.
Do you see what I'm trying to get at here?
That we're probably confusing him by giving him access to some balls and no access to the other ones.
You can't say, yeah, you can have these, but you can't have those, right?
Yeah.
We know that French Bulldogs, they are all dog. It's instinct to chase. When animals chase things, they get a flood of adrenaline and also the neurotransmitter dopamine, which is like pleasure. When they grab, bite, then they have a release of oxytocin, which calms them down. Not only are you like trying to go against instinct, you're actually trying to fight to hide. Somehow, we have to change his focus away from the ball onto something that he really loves too. I think he has the same intensity and absolute frustration with the dog behind. He's frustrated because he wants to get to it. But again, he is in the zone. It's really hard to remove him from it. And that's where relationship building is a big thing.
Okay.
So, are you ready to work?
Definitely.
Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Pierre loves balls and he loves playing games. So we're going to use that. And so, but what happens if we replace that love of footballs onto something else? That's why I say, if you want your dog to stop chasing footballs, you have to detox. But it doesn't mean to say that you can't take a toy like this. And now you start playing with this. So if I throw this to you, oh good, really good. Okay, throw it back to me. This becomes his reward. If you play by our rules, you get a great game of tug.
Yeah.
So how I want to start it is that I'm going to bring him out here and I want you to just go, hi Pierre, and I want you to start throwing this between each other. Just play with it, okay?
Sounds good.
Here we go.
Victoria?
Wonderful, yeah, I got it. Wait, go get it. Good boy. You stop playing like this with him.
Don't drop it.
With Pierre's attention on the tug toys, Victoria introduces the football.
By the way, there's a football down here. I just want you to know that. It goes away. Game stops. I'd like you to go and get the football. You and I, we're gonna play. Okay, yeah. Go get that. Fabulous, fantastic. Here we go. Stop playing again. Here we go. Woo! So if he starts to do all of that jumping and the grabbing, ball goes away, game stops. Oh, well, that's boring. Do you see? Now the test will be is when we take it outside.
That's good.
For part 2 of feisty Frenchie Pierre's ball training, Victoria's decided to step things up a gear, and they've headed to the park.
You, Charlotte, are going to play with Pierre, whilst we, Andy and I, play football.
Okay.
But how are you feeling?
Yeah, good.
Good? Confident?
Good.
I would like you just to play with him. I will grab the football at some point. Bounce it. He's seen it. I just saw him. Did you see that? Beautiful. Hey, let's play. There you go. I want him to see it. Pierre! Look. Did you see that?
That's crazy.
Did you see that? He was
just
like,
looked and...
oh, nobody prefers that game.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Amazingly, Pierre is enjoying his new toys so much that he loses interest in the football altogether.
Good boy. Good boy.
And with practice, eventually Pierre should be able to join the games without spoiling the party.
Did you ever think you'd see him do that?
No, never, ever. I can't believe he looked at it so many times and his attention was straight back on me.
You allowed him to look, which was kind of nice, and then you're like, Pierre. It was just beautiful. 2 or 3 times a day, practice for 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it, okay?
Pierre's performance has impressed in the park, but what about the turf wars back home?
This behavior at the fence is a real problem for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. The more he has the chance to rehearse this behavior, the more he's going to do it. And I do think it's more of a frustrative behavior because he just wants to play. But it would also be really good to be able to get him to come away when you ask him to come away. So I had this idea. The reason why I like the words dinner time is because when you say it, it's not, yeah. It sort of takes the stress out of your voice. Here's what I do. Pierre, dinner time. And I sprinkle some food on the ground, not just 4 little bits of food. Now he's not only is he eating it, he's also sniffing it as well. So it's actually quite a high value reward for coming away from the fence.
Dogs can distinguish intonation and tone regardless of what's being said. Using a high-pitched, cheerful voice tells them they're doing a good job and encourages good behavior.
Okay, so once he's finished with that, I want you to say, dinner time. And then I want you just to sprinkle a few on the ground.
Pierre, dinner time.
Nice. The next time I say it, I'm actually going to move. Right, here we go. Pierre, dinner time. Do you see how we're setting it up?
Yep.
Say his name, move to the fence, and say, dinner time, before you sprinkle.
Pierre, dinner time.
Lovely.
Adding movement will encourage Pierre even more to come back when he's called, and sniffing out the treats makes it a fun, rewarding game.
I want you to play that game with him 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So that it's like his jackpot.
Yeah.
I think this dog is going to run to you. And then you can take him indoors. Well done. Oh, you're going to be such a great recaller. Woo! Oh, seriously, I want to take this dog home.
Last but not least on Victoria's to-do list, Pierre's other little quirk. In addition to keeping clean, the act of self-grooming can help combat anxiety, stress, and even relieve boredom. While most dogs use their tongue to groom the majority of their body, for a French Bulldog with a more compact, muscular frame, some places may be more out of reach than usual, forcing their hand when it comes to personal grooming.
Pierre has this embarrassing behavior when you have guests around of touching himself. And even though, yes, it looks like that he's pleasuring himself, I do believe it is a grooming behavior.
So although it looks a little risque, Pierre's simply finding the best way he can to groom himself given his large head and stocky body. But how do you stop the stroking when guests are around?
Just distract him and give him this toy that I've got for him that he will be able to still lick and chew on, and it will take the place of his willy. Because grooming is a really soothing activity, and so I do think it will sort of discharge him and bring him down.
Licking is soothing for dogs, so giving Pierre a toy that can be stuffed with treats will provide the ultimate calming distraction.
Pierre, when guests come over, no touching your willy, but you can have this, all right? And hopefully that'll distress you. So there it is. There you go. So now you have a toy where you can do something that's much more appropriate.
Hopefully now there'll be no more red faces round the dinner table.
So we've done a lot of work. How do you feel about what we've done?
For him to be out there with the football there, and he's playing with us, it's just incredible.
It's a little bit like version 2.0 of Pierre, which is quite nice.
All I left to say is continue working, which I know you will, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Over the next few weeks, Charlotte works hard with the tug toy, the family are able to play football in the park, Pierre's doing less grooming in front of guests, and there's even a white flag waving in the turf wars.
And with our Axel at the fence, actually, we've noticed that that's diminished. And I've done the treat thing that Victoria suggested and saying dinner time in that high voice. And again, he'll come back in. Yeah, it's good.
A few weeks later, Victoria's back to check in on the troubled teen Pierre's progress.
Hello. Hello. Oh, I've been so looking forward to seeing him again. How's it been going?
Really good, actually, haven't we?
Yeah, really good.
We've managed to have him out in the garden, completely off lead. Me playing with him and the kids kicking the football up against the wall.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How do your kids feel about it?
It's really good, just being able to integrate him into the, the play process, really.
Well, that's what you wanted. The other little problem he had of, a certain kind of manipulation of a certain part of your body.
He still does it. I think we're way more accepting of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
It was really funny, actually, because we went away to Cornwall quite recently with some friends, and he did it on the sofa, but he actually had his back to them, whereas normally he'd be the other way. He's found his own way.
This is private now.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, well, I just want to tell you, well done.
Oh, thanks, Victoria.
Pierre really wanted to be a team player, except he wasn't playing by the rules. Now, He's focused on another game, something that he really loves doing. The kids can play football in the garden, and he can also be walked outside without reacting. And as for his other little quirk, at least the family now understand why he's doing it, so hopefully they won't be so embarrassed when they have guests around. Thanks for watching. If you love It's Me or the Dog and want more dog training tips and tricks, visit my official site, positively.com. And if you're interested in learning more about becoming a dog trainer, check out the Victoria Stilwell Academy. Links to both sites are in the description. I'll see you online.